Alright peeps, it's time for 29 life lessons from a 29-year-old. It's my birthday today and I thought I would share some hopefully good wisdom with you guys. I prepared a list because obviously I don't remember 29 things just out of my head, ordering them in a way that makes a little bit of sense. So I hope you enjoy, and here comes the first one. Don't pressure yourself. That's like one of the most important things to keep in mind, because if you pressure yourself too much, it will go so wrong in so many ways, mentally, with everything you do. It's never bad to put a little bit of pressure on yourself, but you know, keep it balanced. Don't over pressure yourself and take breaks. That's like the most important thing. Which leads me to my next point. You don't have to have anything figured out in your early 20s, not even in your mid 20s, not even in your late 20s if we're honest, but yeah. I have changed my job occupation around 4 times in my 20s, and every decision led me to where I am today, and I'm very thankful for this. Don't feel the need to like stay on one path, because, and this is the next point, if you're unhappy, just change it. Our time, and that makes me sound like a boomer, our time on this planet is so short that it doesn't pay off to be unhappy with anything. So that goes for jobs, that goes for friendships, relationships, situations you're in. If you're unhappy, don't let that thing get a hold of you and just, you know, change. And it's very important to not be afraid of change. I know it can sometimes be overwhelming when you think of, oh my God, I need to change this, but I don't know how or how it will turn out and what will happen next. And oh my God, maybe I shouldn't change at all. But always think of the worst thing that could happen. Sit on this for a while and think, okay, is that really so bad? Like, what kind of effect will it actually have on my life? And if it does go bad and turn out to be a bad decision, then at least you tried and you will know how to move on with your life. You also, and that goes for the mid to late 20s or 30s, whatever, you're also never too old to do something. I heard about people who changed their career path in their 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't know if it's just like in my area here that people have the feeling that the choice you make in your 20s will determine the whole path of your life. But life doesn't always work like this. A ton of things can happen all the time. So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to try out something new, because life is too short and it can bring you way more happiness than the thing you were doing before. Is that a sentence? On the same note, chase your dreams. They might just come true. That sounds so cheesy, but it's also true. I remember when I was looking to study something, and back in the day, Instagram and all of that wasn't so big. So when I was thinking about studying photography, everyone was like, what do you want to do with that? No one makes money with photography. And now I'm 29 years old and I'm a freelancer in this field. And yes, I was able to learn a lot of the things for YouTube, but I probably could have done it earlier and maybe be even better, who knows? But that's another thing, just, you know, go with the flow and take the path that life gives you. But if you have a dream and it seems weird at this time, or people are telling you, oh, what do you want to do with this? Like, you won't do any money, just ignore it, just go with your guts. It's important to take care of yourself. And I don't mean groom your hair or drink more tea than coffee, but more like take care of your inner self, your mental health. That's very important. I don't understand why it's still a topic that is not talked about enough. I mean, there are some changes going on, but I still think it's important to address it more often. That's why I'm doing it today. So if you don't feel well mentally, reach out to people, reach out to professional human beings that can actually help you, because that will make you feel better. And yeah, that's important. So take care of yourself. If you have a feeling, oh, I don't feel so good, something's wrong, go talk to professionals. They will definitely help you. Also, you can talk to friends, but it's not the same. So just saying that. So take care of your health, mental health, of yourself as a person, because that's like basically the only thing you have. This will make me sound like a real boomer, but putting your phone away is so relaxing. I love spending time on Instagram and social media in general, because I also draw a lot of inspiration from these places and it's fun for me to be up there, but it's not so healthy to be stuck in there. So take breaks, see how you're feeling, and maybe it will make you feel better. That was a short one. And when you put your phone away, don't go onto your couch and turn on the TV to watch Netflix, because that's like, you know, it's just like replacing a small screen with a big one, or maybe also a small one, who knows. So do something different. Take a walk, or read a book, or take some notes, journal, whatever you can think of. It can be weird to have no screen because we're not used to that anymore, but it's also very relaxing and fun. And just put off your phone, anything with a screen, and see how it goes. A real lifesaver for me is having small routines. For example, when I wake up, brush my teeth and everything, and I get dressed, and then I make my coffee, I make my breakfast, I feed the cats. And that's really cool, because you don't even have to be fully awake to do all of this, and you still are productive. You know where I'm getting at? So small routines are really helpful, and also make life a little bit more cozy. Like making your bed, for example, can make you want to jump into your bed in the evening more. Does that make sense? Maybe I'm just the one feeling like this. Speaking about beds, sleep enough. It's so important to sleep. I can't even stress this enough. It's definitely okay to just like, you know, sleep for a few hours on weekends because you were out and had fun, but just keep in mind to sleep. Like, you know, a healthy amount, 7 hours, something like this. That's already good. And if you're interested in that topic, just Google. There's a ton on sleeping on the internet. And when you get up, as you might already know from the point before, eat breakfast. Maybe it's because I'm getting old, but I feel like breakfast is getting more important in my life, but maybe it's just because it's in my routine. I don't know. But breakfast really gives me a little bit of energy, and I do a healthy breakfast with like nuts and dark chocolate and strawberries and yogurt, and it's so healthy, but it's also very tasty. So, you know, eat breakfast, but good breakfast. Something I only discovered like a couple of years ago is insurance. I think I would never have thought about insurance if it wasn't for my boyfriend, who already had insurances going on, and I was like, oh wow, you pay for all of this, and that gives you that, and if something happens you get that. And he was like, yeah. And yeah, that led to insurances for me. So it's nice to have them. It makes me feel secure, but I like having some security. So insurance, really nice thing to do. I also have a pension plan. I'm really getting into boomer stuff right now. But knowing that there will be some money after you're done working is a good feeling, definitely. Saving money can be a lifesaver when something in your apartment breaks and you need to replace it immediately. So set aside some money for stuff like this. But also don't forget to live a little. For example, I set aside a certain amount of money to save. I know what I have to spend every month for groceries and my apartment and stuff like that. But I also have an amount of money I can do whatever I want with. So, you know, that's like good. You do have like no bad feelings, and you can just buy something extra if you're into it. So, you know, save money, but also live a little. Another point, which is is mainly for my German friends, although my German friends are doing it, is tip people. I feel like everyone who is giving you coffee or giving you food or anything like that and does it with a smile and kindness deserves a little bit to take home, right? So it's just like they're doing their job and they're doing it good, so why not tip them a tiny bit and have less change in your pocket? Just think how it would be if you were on the other side. What would you appreciate? This is kind of a weird point and I did not really know where to put it, but what I really feel is the older I get, the not so older people look to me and vice versa. Meaning when I see like young people on the streets in their teens, they look like babies to me and I'm like, that's way too young to do anything. You should not be driving a car. You should not be partying whatsoever. And I don't know why, but my mind is like, oh my God, that's so young. And at the same time, people in their 40s or 50s don't seem so old anymore. And it's just like, yeah, you're young. And it's so weird because I do remember when I was in my teens and I was like, oh my God, 30 is so old. I don't even know what to do when I turn 30 or 40 and whatever. So it's just like a weird thing that I noticed. Have you noticed this too? Just leave a comment. If you feel the same, leave a comment because it's so weird, I think. Maybe I'm just the only one thinking like this. I feel it's important to take care of your home because a little bit of coziness and taking care of your home can give you a better feeling overall. The reason I say this is because back in my 20s, I was like, yeah, I just sleep and eat here. What does it matter what it looks like? If you feel the same, just take care. Different subject, but kind of same thing. Do care where your clothes come from. I know that not everyone can afford to take a look where the clothes are coming from, if they're made sustainably and if it's greenwashing or not and stuff like that. But clothes are a huge impact on climate change, especially fast fashion. So do care where your clothes come from. And another nice thing is that if you care about your clothes and you buy better things, you don't have to buy new clothes so often. Magic, right? So I would say I live in a really nice bubble. All my friends are interested in sustainability. They are interested in politics. They are interested in climate change and stuff like that. So I live in a bubble where I'm like, oh, this world is pretty good. Everyone seems to be doing good. But it's also always important to get a look outside of your bubble, to reach out and get a bigger picture and see what's going on in politics all over the world, or with climate change, or what's happening to little islands and stuff like that, because it makes problems that seem huge and so far away very real and very immediate. So yeah, that's like definitely a life lesson. Just keep up with news and not just your local news and not just inside of your bubble, because whenever you open Instagram, it will only show you what you want to see. So just look outside of your bubble. On the same note, if you are in a bubble, it might seem like you have to do what everyone is doing, but that's not true. Do what you want to do because that's the only right thing for you to do. I do feel like it's still peer pressure going on and everyone is doing kind of like, oh yeah, you have that shadow in your head being like, oh, you should be here and you should be doing this right now. But at the same time, if it's not right for you and you can question that yourself, obviously, then don't do it because it will make you more unhappy on the long run. Just a reminder, do what makes you happy. Okay, now we reached more intense stuff. Dating sucks and you will chase the wrong people because for some reason you just, I don't know, you just want to feel pain. Which connects to the next point. Don't surround yourself with toxic people. That goes for everything, for your job, for your friends, for your partners. You deserve better and you will find people that think like you and are in your bubble. So yeah, just no. But maybe you're thinking, well, it's easy for you to say you're old. Here's the good news. At some point in your life, you will transition from not even giving anything about what other people think. You will reach a point where you're just like, eh. It will also make you feel comfortable in your own skin, and you will do things in public you might have found embarrassing in the past, like goofing around. And that also goes for my brothers who are both older than me, so maybe it's just a family thing, but I feel in general, if you're older, you're just like having fun. You're having more fun, I think. Yeah. Which doesn't mean that my brothers or I behave like absolute mad people in public. It's just, I know that when I was younger, some stuff was really embarrassing to me, and now that I'm older, I don't care. You will meet this one friend that is just as crazy as you. I was very lucky. I met my best friend in kindergarten, and we were 3 years old and became best friends. And we had some very crazy times together, and it was always the best times. And I love her. She's like a sister to me. And I was fortunate enough to meet other crazy people as well. One in particular that is very crazy. She kind of inspired this point because I always, I'm so used to having my best friend, and I did not always run into people that were just the same level of craziness. So I'm very glad to have found a new friend who's just as crazy, or maybe even a little bit more crazy than me. To be honest, I think she's a little bit above that. Having pets is different. If you live at home and you have a family pet, this pet is more like a sibling. And when you are an adult and adopt a little something, then you're a parent. It really hit me when I lost one of my cats last year, and it was a very painful experience because it felt like I've lost someone so close to me. And I think I cried for months, so it's definitely different. And I felt so bad at the same time because I did lose family members, not close ones. And I don't remember crying that much, so it made me feel really bad, but at the same time, I took care of that little creature all the time, or my boyfriend and I both took care of him so much that it made sense in a way. And yeah, just, a little warning. At the same time, that's not like, don't get pets, you will cry when they die. It's more like, be prepared that it's a little bit harder and different when you're older. Friends and family are always more important than work, period. Nothing to add. I don't know how to introduce this. Okay, I've been chasing love. Oh God, that makes me sound like a total boomer. For a long time, I had bad relationships, I had bad decisions. Oh gosh, yes, I regret them. And then I met someone whom I have fallen in love with and have loved ever since. And it made me realize, once you meet that special someone, chase them. Don't stalk them or anything, but if it's mutual and you see that this could be something greater, then definitely chase it. And with that, definitely be with someone who loves you for who you are. That goes for partners in your life, but also for friends. If someone doesn't love you for who you are, they are not worth your time, and you deserve better people around yourself. And my last point is a very cheesy one. Enjoy life. Bummer, right? Okay, enjoy life, really enjoy it, because we don't have so much time. I know I'm not 50 or 60 or 70, but there are hundreds of articles, documentaries, stuff like that from older people, and all of them tell you enjoy life. Because at the end of the day, when your journey ends, you want to think of the good times, right? So yeah, enjoy it. Don't stress yourself too much. Nothing that is stressing you out is really worth it. That was my list of 29 life lessons from a now 29-year-old. I'm gonna head out and get some cake, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, just subscribe to my channel. I don't usually do stuff like this, but I might add stuff like this more. Bye guys. Bye bye.